We sort of just want to get people's thoughts on the Trump inauguration yesterday.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah. Did you happen to watch any of the Trump inauguration yesterday?
I did not watch it. I read about it in the news.
Did you guys watch the inauguration yesterday?
No.
No?
Yes.
Did you watch the Trump inauguration yesterday?
No.
Well, first of all, did you catch the Trump inauguration, any of it yesterday?
Yeah, I got the clips afterwards.
His exact quote was that the golden age of America begins right now. Mm-hmm. What do you make of that? Do you think he's right about that?
I guess we'll see.
The new golden age is dawning for America. What did you make of that?
That sounds more optimistic than I am. Yeah. I mean, it's falling to pieces for them. I feel like most Europeans can agree on that.
Some of the attendance we had Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, these guys. Do you think that's illustrative of what we're going to see?
I think it's going to be a very technocratic presidency. So they're going to have they're going to work with the big businesses, the big tech.
Yeah, they're just like little kids that are sucking up to a big daddy, right?
What'd you make of those guys being there?
I think it's wildly depressing, to be honest. I think that they all seem to have fallen in line, and it seems, it seems pretty hopeless right now because there's the sway and the influence they have.
Yeah, I mean, all the billionaires having that much power, it's a plutocracy at this point.
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna sort of have their way, like in terms of policy, things like that in the future?
Probably. Yeah. Sadly, probably.
Yeah. Do you think that's a bad thing then?
Yeah, for sure. This is like the decline of everything.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I can't remember the exact figures of how much richer Elon Musk's gotten just since the election, but I think it'll be the same for all of them.
It's either going to go well or we're going to get a complete oligarchy. I don't know.
He's gonna, I think he said, retake the Panama Canal, annex Greenland, annex Canada. What did you make of that?
It's classic Trump, isn't it? It's greedy. It's super greedy. And it's really scary because if the right amount of manipulation or money or coercion, which is a real possibility, if that happens, then he's going to be taking places like Greenland and the Panama Canal and completely destroying the environment.
I have no words. When I first saw it, I had no words. I was very, very confused. I was like, why? But at the same time, when you examine it when you take a step back and examine it from a global point of view, you have BRICS forming as well, which means that BRICS is a direct counter to both the U.S. dollar and NATO as a whole. So you have BRICS vying for power in South America as well, which means that they're going to potentially try and vie for the Panama Canal and gain trade rights to that as well.
I think he knows they're good headlines for his base, like they will jump on them, but I don't know if he's trying to shock people with the first couple of days and then we'll quiet down afterwards.
I'm Danish, so we've been talking a lot about the Greenland part. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, it's ridiculous, but he's crazy enough that it's also kind of scary. I don't think he'll be able to do any of it, but how hard he'll try scares me a bit.
At first glance, it makes no sense, and it's super nonsensical. But the more you get into it, the more you think, oh, actually, it's very. Actually, this is tactical. This makes sense.
It seems so outlandish to me that I can't imagine how he could pursue some of those policies, particularly the Canadian one and the canal. I just don't know how it could be done.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything new. Good old-fashioned American imperialism. It's been going on since the Monroe Doctrine, Manifest Destiny. They've done it in Libya, in Syria, in Iraq. So I don't think Trump's, bursting the bubble. I think.
I mean, from what I hear, they're think it's ridiculous too, and they belong to themselves. Certainly not to America, not to Denmark either, for that matter.
Starmer sort of positioned himself as trying to be amenable to the Trump administration.
Sure.
Do you think that's a smart posture for him to have?
I mean, he's part of NATO, so he kind of has to be.
There's not much they can do, I guess. With Brexit and everything, we've not got many friends right now, so I guess they're trying to keep them on side.
You gotta go sort of with him because he's, unpredictable. I understand that people have to flatter him a bit just to not get nuked.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think Keir Starmer's gonna kiss his ass, as the Americans would say.
The UK already cut itself off from Europe. We're both Spanish European. We kind of don't see the sense in the UK pulling out from the EU. It's a trade route that closed off immediately as well.
They're in a tricky position, I think. Ideally, you'd want them to make kind of a hardline stance on the whole thing and be a bit more outspoken about, because he's a proven felon, he's misogynistic, he's homophobic, he's racist, all this business.
Yeah, I think Starmer's trying to be amicable to Trump, but Trump's not going to be amicable to Starmer.
America kind of rules the world, really, doesn't it? Which is the sad reality. So, yeah, it impacts everything here, right?
And Elon Musk has lost the plot, and he's starting to get deeper into British politics, which I think is scary.
A foreign power meddling on another foreign power's politics is never a great sight. The US is like the ultimate power in meddling in other people's politics.
But everything that Elon Musk stands for is a joke, basically. Yeah.
Well put.
Yeah, he's a psycho.
Again, I don't think it's anything new. George Soros has been doing
Very
the same
true.
thing for like the past 20 years. So yeah, it's Elon Musk this time, but again, we'll see what happens.
Fair enough. And on that happy note, I think that's all we got.
No, really appreciate it.